Ma'am, we are here for this third day session, and as you have mentioned, your session is on aviation industry.
Yes.
Students, we have Dr. Nanita Tyagi with us. She is an assistant professor in IITTM Noida Center. Ma'am, we welcome you. We have the students who have already joined us, and few will be joining as the time is there. Like we have just started with this particular session. Over to you, ma'am. You may please start.
Okay, so what will be the timing? It is up to 3 o'clock?
Ma'am, it's from 3
3
to 4.
4.
Yes.
4
And one
okay.
small thing to be shared, ma'am. In the last 10 hours, if we can allow students to ask question.
Between, afterwards?
In the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
They'll write their question in the chat box. And out of the questions that will be there, if we can choose any 5 questions or however time is, like 2-3 questions or jitna time ho us hisab se, from the chat box, you can select whichever question you want to answer.
ठीक है.
Right? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You may please start.
Okay. Thank you, Ranu. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so just give me 2 minutes. I will just start my PPT.
So, ma'am, everybody's on mute mode, so they cannot see actually.
Okay, yeah. ठीक है. Okay, Ranu, मेरा screen visible है?
Yes,
is my
ma'am,
PPT visible?
Visible,
okay.
Ma'am, visible.
Okay, all right. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And once again, welcome you all to IITTM. We already met with on the first day, and as I am from Noida, so I also met with the Noida students. So it's really, we are also waiting for you all to come to the campus and so that we can meet you face to face. Okay, so let's start with the session. So my session is on Indian aviation industry, the strategies and business models in new normal. So as we already know that due to the corona pandemic, each and every sector of any economy, whether it is a developed economy or the developing economy or underdeveloped economy. So each and every sector or industry of all type of economies, they affected by it. But the most affected industries are the aviation industry, you can say, the tourism industry are there, and various other industries are also. But these two industries, as the study says, that these are tourism and the allied industries. The aviation industry is one of that are affected most by this pandemic, right? So in this PPT, in this session, we will try to cover key. First of all, we will try to get an overview about what the aviation industry is all about. Then what the aviation industry before COVID-19 and global aviation industry before COVID-19 and Indian aviation industry before COVID-19, and now what the strategy is. As we all know that the lockdown is not completely unlocked, right? There are certain industries, there are certain areas, there are certain sectors which are yet to unlock, right? So what they all are doing is they are rethinking on their back when they will come back. So they are rethinking on how they will re-enter into the market, right? Because these are the sectors which are mostly most affected. They all have to re-enter into the market, right? They have to relaunch their products in the market. They have to again build a place in the market. They have to, right? So in this session we will talk about before COVID-19 the situation of the aviation industry in the world, on the global economy before COVID-19 and after COVID-19. Then we will compare it with the Indian aviation industry, what the Indian aviation industry was before COVID-19 and after COVID-19. What will be what can be the new strategy? So here I have included in my session, that is the strategies and the business models in new normal. Means new normal means when the things will be normalized, right? When the economy start uh, gearing up, right? So at that time, what should be the strategy? Means when the companies, they want to re-enter into the market, what should be their strategies so that they can get a stable position after some time? What should be the new business models, right? By which by developing which they can enter into the market so that they can start maximizing their revenue, or start gaining their at least the normal profit, right? So let's start with it. As we know that aviation is one of the main mode of transportation, right? When this is very much popular when it's come to the international travel. When somebody want to go abroad, right, or to the foreign country, so the one of the best mode of transportation is the airline. So right, so this, or the aviation, right? After that, for loading also, for as a carrier also, as one of the mode of the carrier, they also uses the aviation or the airlines. After that, nowadays, as the income of the individuals increase, the per capita of the individuals in most of the economies is increasing, right? So people, they are preferring more to use the used to travel by airlines by, right? They are using the air transportation instead of going by road or by railways or by any other mode. Why? The reason is because it saves time. So this is becoming one of the very popular mode of transportation nowadays, right? Now let's get a quick uh, review about the history of the airlines industry or the aviation industry in India. We will more concentrate or focus on the Indian aviation industry, right? So the airlines in as in India, with the Act of the Air Corporation 1953, right? So the aviation industry was set up, right? After that, the main was the Air India took over the international routes, and the Indian Air Corporation alliances. What they did is they collaborate. The India, right? The government make the collaboration, different type of collaborations with different bodies or with different other corporations in order to start with the domestic and the regional route flights also, and the international flights also, right? So before independence, there were certain airways which were operating. One was the Deccan Airways India, then Bharat Airways, Himalayan Airways, and Kalinga Airlines, which was there. After that, it merged with the other airways in order to and their main focus of the Kalinga Airlines was Himalayan Aviation and the Kalinga Airways. They merged, and they worked only on, they deal with the domestic travel only at that time. Then Indian Airlines Corporation, that was the main body. So they inherited the fleets of 99 aircraft they were having, and the 74 Douglas and DC-3 Decorates and various other aircrafts or the fleets they were having, right? And the main thing, the very important part was that all these fleets, they were manufactured in India by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, like the Viscounts 1957, then the Focus F-23 Friendship delivered 1956. So there are various others. So some manufactured solely by the Hindustan Aeronautics India, and some were in the collaboration with the international companies, right? So this is a quick this thing about the just a quick review about the evolution of the Indian aviation sector. So this is the India is the 7th largest civil aviation market in the world. Now this is the current situation, and the world's the 3rd largest by 22. So that was the vision at means before COVID-19, the position of the civil aviation market. India civil aviation market was that India was at the 7th place, right? And after just before the COVID-19, the India came to the 5th position in the civil aviation market in the world, right? And it was estimated before COVID-19, it was estimated that the India will able to acquire or will get the success in acquiring the 3rd position by 2024. But now the things are different, right? So this was just estimate about about the aviation sector, that airports in India, they witnessed the domestic that the domestic passenger traffic which the airports in India were getting was 243.28 million people. So they were getting the domestic passenger about the 243.28 million they got in the financial year 2018. After that, in the year 2019, the percentage was increased. The just before the COVID-19 or in the year of 2019, or which also include the first quarter of 2020. So the India was getting 316.51 million people. Right, in 2018 it was 243.28 million people, and in 2019, and which includes the first quarter of 2020, that the figure was not high in case of the first quarter of 2020. But it increased to as compared to that of 2018. So it goes to 316.51 million people. So by this we can get an idea about how the industry was booming, how the industry was improving, right, at that time. So the industry was in the profitable position at that time before COVID-19. But right then, in service fleets which were there, that is in the aviation industry, there were 518 aeroplanes were there, and that was the figure of the 2018, and it was expected that the industry will have 1100 planes by 2027 in service, right? So this was the figure, that is the number of aircraft. It was 225 before, and it was expected in the financial year it goes to 588, right? And it was estimated that by the 2000 the figure will goes to 630 number of aircrafts. It means that because so why the number of aircrafts were increasing? The reason is simple, because it shows that the demand was increasing, right? Because as the demand was increasing, the number of passengers were increasing. So because of that, there was a need of more number of aircraft. So because of that, you can look at the data that 225 was the previous one, and it was, and in 2019 it increased to 588. And it was estimated to that by the end of the 2020, the number goes to 630, right? And 1100 will goes to 2027. So this shows the increase in the demand. Demand was increasing, right? So this is just a network of the air network in India. You can find out the green lines are showing the connectivity of the sector airlines in the different parts of India, right? So let's come to the structure, the sectoral structure or the market size of the Indian aviation industry. So as I already told you that this is one of the fastest growing aviation industry in the world, the Indian aviation industry. So the government opens the sky policy has led to many overseas players entering into the market. So open sky policy means the less restrictions or restrictions less to some extent, or means the liberalization policy the government adopted, that right, that the government started means less restrictions free कि कम से कम rules जो हैं they will be applicable. After that the second is that the government were inviting the all foreign investment the government was inviting in the particular sector. They planned to invite, so the government started that thing, privatizing and inviting the foreign investments in the sector. So because right, and after the liberalization, then the government also started reducing the legislations, or sorry, the restrictions on the industry, right? So the restrictions were so this is also one of the reason for the growth of this particular industry, right? After that, the figures we already discussed about, that back in the year 2019, that the India was receiving 316.51 million people, right? Air passenger traffic was that was there in India. But if we look at the today's scenario, so we found that there is a 47% decline, 47 to 50% decline in the aviation industry in India at present, as compared to that of 2019. अगर हम 2019 से compare करेंगे तो we found अभी आज की date में it's showing 7 to 50% decline in the industry, right? Same as the we talk about the revenue earnings of the aviation industry in India. So if we compare it with 2019, so 2019 the government was succeed in earning the, or in generating the revenue from the aviation industry. It was 72 billion US dollars, right? And now at present, due to the COVID-19, it again showing 11.2 billion to 15 billion decline in the revenue from the aviation industry, also the percentage of revenue, right? So 2 years back government introduced, that was the date of the 2018. So 2 years back means after the 2016 government introduced certain other types of new schemes to this, that is the low cost airlines. They increased, right? There were various airlines companies who came up with the policy of the low cost airlines, means they were offering the low cost travel to their passengers, right? So this was one of the scheme to attract more number of passengers, right? After that, why the industry was gaining, the second reason was that because this was that was the phase before COVID-19, the phase of the Indian economy. If we look at the figures, so we will find that the Indian economy was gaining a good position, right? It's appreciating. The figures were showing the appreciation in the development of the economy, right? So as the economy was increasing, so the per capita income of the individual was increasing. So because of that, there was an increase in the demand for the airlines is also, right? After that, the one more reason was that so as the per capita income of the individual, their earnings were increasing. So the various airlines, they also came up with the new policies, that they started came up with new plans, means they started more domestic flights also, right? Before COVID-19, it means now or at present also, I don't know, there are lots of connectivity is there. If we look at India को देखें तो कोई भी कोना ऐसा नहीं है कि where the direct connectivity is not there. Even in the northeast states where the government came up with the new airports, right? So that in order to increase the connectivity. So if we in the last 10 years, we will find that the more the connectivity increased, right? connectivity increased. Now we can find the more direct flights to most of the destination or most of the cities of India. The reason was because the domestic passage, there was a demand for the demand by the domestic passengers, right? Because the domestic demand was increasing for this thing, for the travelers. Okay, so this was the growth rate. It increased the inward and outward tourism also because of that, because as the connectivity is increased, right? Now the each and every corner of the country is in approach of the people. So it also increased the tourism also, because it also saves the time. Agar wo train se travel karenge, तो it will take time. But if there is a direct connectivity with the flight at a cheaper rate, so obviously the people will prefer that thing. So why? Because it that is also saving their time. क्योंकि आज की डेट में अगर हम देखें, मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल जो हैं, मींस द weekend travel, or right, or weekend holiday is much more popular, so people want to go for a weekend trips. So for that, if they are getting the easy connectivity at a cheaper rate, कि अगर उन्हें ना केरला घूमने के लिए जाना है, if somebody is living in Delhi and if is getting 300 rupees का या 3000 rupees का या 5000 rupees की उसको डायरेक्ट कनेक्ट फ्लाइट मिल रही है, तो obviously he will go, right? So to and fro within 2 days वो अपना travel, he can plan the travel. So that also increased not only the international tourism but also the domestic tourism, right? The reason is that the purchasing power was increasing, but because as I told you, as the airlines industry, they came up with the policy of the low cost travel. It means that why? Because they were working on the strategy of the purchasing power of the individual. They were concentrating more on the purchasing power part. They know that as the per capita income increased, so it also increased the purchasing power of the individual. Means अब individual जो हैं वो ज़्यादा चीजें अवेल कर सकते हैं, ज्यादा फैसिलिटीज अवेल कर सकते हैं, लग्जरी पसंद हो गए हैं, राइट? सो दे केम अप विद, सो दे वर्कड ऑन दैट, दे टारगेटेड ऑन दैट थिंग. Okay, so this we already discussed about, so nothing more to this thing. As I told you that this is the data for the 2019. In 2008, 17-18, the India was acquiring the 7th position, but after at the end of the 2019, the India was successful in acquiring the 5th position, or it was estimated that by 2024 the India will able to acquire the 3rd position, but now the scenario has been changed. Okay, so these are some of the you can say the strength of the Indian aviation industry, right? As they are capturing the huge market in terms of the civil aviation. It's the fastest growing. They also have the fastest growing domestic market also. We know that our domestic market for the airlines has also increased. Then we also have our own. This is also one of the very important reason about the training institute also. Why? Because that is the 50 at present the India is having 52 DGCA approved AME training institute. What the DGCA is? DGCA means Directorate General of Civil Aviation, right? What the Directorate General of Civil Aviation? It's a regulatory body in the field of civil aviation, right? जैसे इंटरनेशनल आपका एक्सपोर्ट को DGFT रेगुलेट करता है, उसी तरीके से एविएशन को DGCA रेगुलेट करती है. एक रेगुलेटरी बॉडी है जो ओवरऑल उसका रेगुलेशन करती है ऑफ द एविएशन इंडस्ट्री, राइट? So they have the approved AME training institute. What the AME? That is the aircraft maintenance engineering. कि पहले क्या होता था कि जब इसके नंबर्स कम थे तो अगर कोई आपका एयरक्राफ्ट वगैरह का मेंटेनेंस करना है, रिपेयरिंग करना है और ओवरहॉल करना है, सो व्हाट दे हैव टू डू, दे हैव टू हायर द फॉरेन कंपनीज फॉर दैट थिंग, राइट? But now as we are also making our own engineers by increasing the number of training institutes. So what is the scenario now is, now we are also involved in AME services, right? Aircraft repair and overhaul services में हमारे कई सारे यहाँ पर अगर हम इंडिया की बात करें, so there are various centers where the aircraft maintenance, repair and overhaul takes place. Overall change in the aircraft means अगर right पुराना हो जाता है, in case old aircraft है उसमें कई सारे modifications करके अगर कुछ करना है, that is overhauling of the, तो वो सारी चीजें हैं, तो that also reduces the cost. अगर हम फॉरेन में जाके वो मेंटेनेंस रिपेयर कराते हैं या फॉरेन कंपनी में जाके फॉरेन कंपनी को हायर करते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली द कॉस्ट विल इंक्रीज. बट एज नाउ इंडिया इज हैविंग देयर ओन ट्रेनिंग दिस रिपेयरिंग सेंटर्स, सो इट आल्सो रिड्यूसेस द कॉस्ट फॉर दैट थिंग आल्सो. अगर यहाँ पर पैसा लगता है रिपेयरिंग मेंटेनेंस के लिए, तो ऑब्वियसली फेयर चार्जेस बढ़ जाएंगे. बट क्योंकि यहाँ खुद में ही है डोमेस्टिक लेवल पे, दैट कैन बी डन, सो इट आल्सो motivated the airlines to cut short their cost on that part also, right? और ओवरऑल उससे क्या होगा कि उसमें पूरा बिकॉज उनका कॉस्ट कटिंग हो रही है, तो दे कैन अफोर्ड टू रिड्यूस द कॉस्ट ऑफ द टिकट्स. Okay. So this was the connectivity data in terms of the state wise. Now the things are more added to this particular. This is the data for the 15-16, right? So as you compare it from the 207 to 8, अगर 2007 और 8 से आप 15 और 16 को compare करोगे, तो you will find कि just double हो रही है the connectivity is taking place, right? The things means it's just doubling up, right? तो अभी आज की डेट में जैसे as I told you, so it is not doubling, it is just tripling of that, the cost, the things, right? The growth level we can say. So this I already told you about the increase, and it was estimated that in the year in 2019, as I told you that the air passenger traffic was 316.51 billion, जो हमें exact figure है, और it was estimated कि 2020 में ये 421 हो जाएगा, लेकिन अब ये chance है ये बहुत के बराबर, लेकिन क्योंकि आज ये पर्टिकुलर 2020 में तो एज सच कुछ बहुत ज्यादा अर्निंग नहीं हुई है, एंड इट विल टेक अप्रोक्सीमेटली 3 to 5 years for the companies to come up at the same level which they were in the year 2019, right? So this was the thing. Then these are all the figures which I already told you about the air passenger traffic. We already discussed about. Then this is the travel and tourism total contribution to GDP. We already knows about, and you have already got many sessions on this, I think. So this is the advantage which the India is having in terms of for the aviation industry. Right, so the robust demand, as we already discussing for the past 10 minutes, that the demand in India, the demand for airlines is increasing, right? The demand is increasing, so the industry is picking up in that terms, right? That the rising working group and widening. Why the demand was increasing? Because the per capita income of the people were increasing. The middle means the earnings of the middle class or the purchasing power of the middle class individual was increasing in India. Then as the people were preferring to travel for if they are going for the work trip के लिए अगर वो जा रहे हैं for any type of business trip they are going, or for meeting their friends or relatives to the other part of the country or abroad, so they are using that thing. Means now the airlines is very much popular for that thing, the mode, this mode, right? So so because of that the demand is increasing. Then the second is the opportunity in MRO. So as the opportunity is also increasing, what the opportunities we are having, that the growth in the aviation is centering the demand for MRO facilities. Then expenditures in MRO accounts for 12 to 15% of the total revenue which we are generating, right? After that, the next is by 2028, because they can cut short on the fuel cost also. That is one of the important thing which they are having. By 2028, the MRO industry is likely to grow over 2.4 billion from right. So this was the estimation by the 2028. अगर हम 2018 को compare करें तो in 2018 it was 800 million US dollars, and it was expected that it will goes to 2.4 billion US dollars in that case, right? So we are talking about the MRO in this case. MRO, what the MRO means, it is maintenance, repair and overhaul, which I told you. So this industry is why? Because अभी हमने जैसे पढ़ा था that the 52 we are having 52 DGCA approved airlines training institutes. तो because of that वहाँ पर MRO industry grow करना start हो गई है, right? So this is the opportunity, because now we are having our own engineers, so we can cut short on the cost in this case. Then investment, as the government came with the open sky policy, as I told you, the government started inviting the foreign investors to invite. The government also came up with the policy that policy of merger and acquisition. So government made various mergers with the foreign players के साथ mergers किया, collaboration में आए हैं, partnership की है with the foreign players, and they came up with the new schemes for the industry, right? So it also increased the investments in the sectors, and the government also applied the liberalization policy, means low or less restrictions policy for this. So as less restrictions अगर हैं तो क्या होता है, when the restrictions are less, so it encourages the investment. It also encourages the private sectors to enter into the market, right? So this can increase the investment when the private sectors are coming up, and if they are collaborating with the public, then in this case this can be one of the opportunity. तो आज की डेट में अगर हम देखें, after the COVID-19, what the government this scheme, this public private partnership scheme, it proves to be very beneficial. अभी recently एक हुआ है that the government has tied up with the Vistara के साथ उन्होंने tie up किया है for the international flights के लिए to some sort of, right? So this in collaboration in order to give the passengers the low cost travel to the international destinations, right? Then the next is policy support. So policy support is somewhat similar to this, as the government came up with, as I told you, more liberalized policies. They encourage the private sector, so they came up with the PPP, that is the public private partnership schemes, right? They have also introduced the FDI, उन्होंने यहाँ पे start किया है कि ठीक है foreign direct investment. So 49% foreign direct investment at present is allowed in this particular industry. So that automatically increased the chances for the growth in this industry, right? So these are some of the major players which are operating, or the airlines which are operating in India at present, right? After that, we already discussed about these things. So let's come to the aviation industry in COVID-19. Okay, so as I started my session with that, this is the industry which this is one of the industry which affected badly by the COVID-19 pandemic, right? So if we look at the figures, अगर हम देखें, that is the full year of the 2020, from January to 29, it was So overall reduction is ranging from 49 to 51% the seats which are offering by the airlines industry, right? Then there was this is the world total passenger traffic, right? So the seats or which the airlines were offering, right, it reduces from 49 to 50%. This shows that how badly the demand decreased in this particular industry. Then overall reduction of 2,788 to 2,991 million passengers, right? So there was a reduction in this, near about you can say near about 3,000 million passengers का reduction हुआ in this industry. Approximately 375 to 395 billion का आपको रेवेन्यू लॉस हुआ है. और अगर हम इंडिया की बात करें तो इंडिया के टर्म्स में, एज आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू दैट कि नियर अबाउट 15 बिलियन यूएस डॉलर का हमारे जो इंडस्ट्री है इंडियन एविएशन इंडस्ट्री उसको लॉस हुआ है. और ओवरऑल अगर हम एविएशन इंडस्ट्री की बात करें तो नियर अबाउट 395 बिलियन यूएस डॉलर में रेवेन्यू में जो है वो डिक्लाइन आया है, राइट? आफ्टर दैट then the overall reduction ranging from 26 to 45% seats offered by this was the scene of the first quarter, right? And this was the overall, that 49 to 51% overall reduction estimated in the year 2020, and this was the actual figure of the first quarter, that is from January to March, that the reduction goes to 26 to 45% seats which were offered by the aviation industry in the world market. Okay, just give me 5 minutes. There is some problem with my desktop, sorry, laptop. So just give me 5 minutes. I will change it and re-log in.
Sure, ma'am, please. Students, let's wait for 2-3 minutes by the time ma'am changes her system.
अरे बैटरी खत्म हो रही है इसकी.
Nanita ma'am, you're back?
हाँ आ गई हूँ.
Ma'am, may we please know the ID you're logged in with? We'll just make you the co-host again. It is Miss Nanita Tyagi as the one.
हाँ Miss Nanita Tyagi.
You're the co-host now. You can please start sharing your slides again.
हाँ ओके. तुम ऐसे भी करा सकते हो, तुम्हें इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. इसमें कहाँ है शेयर करना? पूरा मिनिमाइज करो. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. So sorry students for this. There was some technical problem with my laptop. So if we graphically look at the world passenger traffic, so we will find that there is a 57 to 61% decline, which is showing and which is estimated by the industry experts at the for this year. Right. So this data is showing the global impact of the COVID-19 on the aviation industry. Right, there was a decline in the air passenger traffic. There was a decline in the as most many of the airports, they have to dysfunctional their working. They have to close down, shut down their working because they are not getting the passengers, and they have to bear the charges for that, expenses for that. So what they did is they closed down some airports also. Then the airlines, they also stopped operating many airlines also. Then the tourism also declined because of the COVID-19. The overall trade of the merchandise, the general goods and services, it also declines, and there was a overall decline in the global economy. If we look at the data which was given by the IMF or the World Bank, it was projected that minus 44.9% to minus 5.2%, there is a contraction in the world economy. That is the decline in the world economy in terms of. So we are moving to the that was more worse than which we faced in the year 2008
2008 and 9, the financial crisis which we faced. So that is worse than that, because we are in the minus zone in terms of when we talk about the that the percentage of contribution of the GDP by the industry, right? So this is, now let's come to the strategies and the business models which the industry need to come up with, or need to consider all these things, or to come up with in order to re-enter into the market, right? So these are some of the analytical considerations which are required, that the airlines, when they plan their new strategies for the new normal, or the strategies, or the when they rebuild their business models. So there is a need for the analytical consideration of various things. One is that the all the destination, there is a geographical disparity of the international and domestic passengers traffic mix there, right? There is a difference in that, there is a variety in that. Then the market size of the regions are different, right? After that, the potential of each region is different, right? And the sensitivity of the pandemic is different in different regions, so they all have need to consider all these things, right? So there are different scenarios, or we can say the shapes for in order to meet with the economic recession and recovery plans, right? So there are different shapes of the economy when it comes to recession, that the economy take the V shape when the recession is for a short period of time, or the U shape, that is when it is prolonged or contradict, and then again muted or recovery in the line of the growth. So वो U shape हो जाता है, right? That it prolongs, then it contracts, and then it muted a recovery. Then the L shape, that is the long-term downturn in the economic activity, right? So first we need to find out, we need to assess what shape our economy has taken. Now the shape of the economy, again, it differ from the economy to economy, country to country वो differ करेगा, right? Because as it is true that every economy is affected by the pandemic, but the extent or the level by which the economy affected it is differing. Some economies affected most, some economy affected less, some economy affected very less, right? So what shape the economy has taken because of that? So this thing need to understand, and accordingly the plans need to, because for every shape, V shape के लिए the different strategy is required, and U shape the different strategy is required, for L shape different strategy is required, then W shape different strategy is required, and then I can shape that again it required. So by means when the things are bouncing back, even the things are there and then they stop for some time, and then the situation again rebounds, right? So sometimes the economy faces such type of situation also. Then W shape, that is the double dip in the recession. Once the economy is coming down, declining, then it gaining the pace, right? And then again it declining, so it making the W shape for that thing. So for such type of downfall in the economy, the different shape is the different strategies are required, right? So now, if we talk about the strategies for which the companies are adopting, or the company need to adopt, that is, the first is that they more concentrate on the corporate governance. Right? The airlines industry, for the new normal, the airlines industry, they need to focus on some points. The first is that is on the corporate governance. What the corporate governance means, the mechanism or the rules or the process or the relations of different activities, right? So what mechanism, so they have to work on, they have to focus on the mechanism of their working, the rules which their company is having, as well as the external rules means which the industry is having. So they also keep in mind about this thing when they are framing the strategy for the new normal, right? The process which they are adopting, which they were adopting previously, and which they need to adopt for the new normal. Right, the type of relationship which they need to form with their stakeholders, with their customers, or with their various other business partners, with their competitors. So what type of relationship they need to maintain in order to prepare themselves for the new normal. So then the second thing which the airlines industry need to focus, that is on the knowledge about the customers, right, and on about the market. So the next thing is that when they are when they are in the phase of making the strategies for the new normal, so they need to study the market, right? They need to study the market situations, the past market situation, the past data. They need to assess the past data actually, right? They have to learn that, they have to assess that, about the past recommendations, about the past rules and regulations of the past suggestions which the industry experts have given. So they have to assess all these things, the recommendations made by the experts, the suggestions given by the experts and the other stakeholders. So they need to understand, they need to assess all these things in order to form their new strategies, form the strategies for the new normal के लिए. So the reassessment is the assessment is very much important. Right? कहते हैं ना पुरानी गलतियों से सीखते हैं. So this is the thing, means to learn from the mistakes. So they need to assess their own working, right? Their own working which they were on which they were working previously, the way they were working on it, the mistakes they have made, as well as the mistake which the others have made, and what the consequences they faced on that. So there is a need to assess all these things, right, in order to frame the strategies for the new normal. Then it also comes about that they should also gain the knowledge about their customers. So this is the best time to think about to study or to assess about the behavior of the customers which they were having or which they are having, right? So it is very much important to study the behavior of their consumer. Then only they can come up with the new strategies or the new business models. If they know, if they able to understand the behavior of their customers, right? Because the behavior of the customers, it differ. Some prefer, some give more importance on the cost part, some give more importance on the facilities part, or the fillers which the company is giving, or right, that particular industry is giving. So some concentrate on the service part, some concentrate on the cost part. So they need to understand what type of customer segment they are having, right? After that, what the choice or the preferences their customers are having, what type of taste they are having, and what are their expectations. They also need to analyze the expectation of the customers for the new normal, right? Now what the customers are expecting. We know that now the customers are expecting the safe, secure and hygienic travel, right? So the company, they need to work on that things. When they frame the policies, they need to work on that also. Clear? After that, the next is the next point which they need to focus on their balance sheet also to some extent, means because the revenue maximization is also plays a very important role, right? So for corporate governance, they need to assess on the recommendations or the suggestions, right, and their overall mechanism which they were following or adopting, right? And for the customers, as I told you that the customer detailed analysis of the customer is needed, the detailed about the customer behavior is needed, and then the detailed analysis about the market in which they were operating and they have to operate or they will operate, that is also needed, right? Then the second, revenue maximization, means they have to think upon the ways by which they can maximize their revenue in the new normal. So how the firms can maximize their revenue in the new normal? The firms, according to the industry experts, they say that the industries or the firms, uh, there are 2-3 ways. There are some ways why following which the companies can or the firms can maximize their revenue. The first is that they should, as we know that as the companies know that the customers, the maximum number of customers which they are getting, they are low cost travelers, right? They prefer to travel at lower cost, right? So this is also to come up with such business model that not increases the cost of travel, that not increases the cost of travel, and then also that increases the revenue of the firm also. So what the things can be done? So there are some suggestions according to the industry experts, or they find out, they come up with the things, again on the basis of the analysis which they made by on about the past data, about the past working, about the past reports. So वो सारे reports or the data or the information which they have, तो उसको analyze करके they came up कि okay, that the firms can more concentrate on the ancillary services. Ancillary services means the services other than the travel part, right? The travel cost को छोड़ के बाकी की जो services which the airlines are providing, so they can earn on that. The firms can earn on that things, right? Means they can by providing the hygienic food, means they should not include the meals or the any other or the lounge facilities, right? So they can earn by that thing. They can by providing the hygienic meals.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Right. After that, yeah.
Danita, ma'am, if you can hear me, please. Ma'am, we are running short of time, and like we request you to close the session as soon as possible, because we have our next lecture scheduled.
I will take another 5 minutes only. I will take another 5 minutes.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, we have questions also lined up.
Bas, okay. I will take those 5 minutes.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Okay. So they can work on that, that they can more concentrate on providing the ancillary services, so they can earn by that thing, right? After that, the last is the they can come up with the new models, as the Indigo has come up with the new models, right? That they have made the touch-free contactless travel. They are planning to that thing. Then the airports, including the Delhi airports, they came up with the UV rays and that sanitizers, means when they scan that luggage, so they are using the disinfectant on that thing. The Delhi airport, they adopted that thing. They are installed that thing in their UV scanner, that when the luggage was scanned in the UV scanner, it will disinfectant. So that can also, this is also one of the, so there are certain things which the airlines, they are doing for making the safe travel for the new normals, right? So the companies, they can work on all these things in order to have, and the models for to prepare themselves for the new normal. So the model basically which the company will come up, they will more concentrate on the cheapest fare. Then the high on time is the performance is very much important, that there should not be the delay in the flights or in the travel. Then the safety, that the firm should keep in mind about the safety and hygiene. Then the other add-on services, if they are able to give to the customer at a lower cost, to mean the ancillary services, that the non-ticket source of earnings for they means they concentrate more on the non-ticket source of earnings, right? They also come up there are two airlines which came up with that thing. You can call it one of the very important, that is the zero luggage policy, which they come up with the scheme. They came up with the scheme that is the zero luggage policy. Means that if the passenger is not carrying any luggage in the cabin, so they will give him some discount on the cost of the fare of the ticket. Right? So there are certain things which the firms are coming up with or considering. So a proper reassessment is very much important when there is a when it comes to reframing the new business models, of reframing or reforming the strategies for that. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's take some questions. Sorry, actually I was not able to cover what I really want to because of the delay in between.
Yes, ma'am. Let's hope we can arrange for another session in future. So this was the session, ma'am. Ma'am, in case if you wish to answer any question, only one question if you can answer, because the next lecture has already started. So the students have to join the next lecture. If you want, you can answer one question. One of the questions that is written here is
okay, let me
job
check
opportunities in
in the chat
aviation
box.
industry, ma'am.
Opportunities in the aviation industry.
Yes, ma'am.
As we know that more than 50 millions of the people, they have lost their jobs, right? So they lost their means the, you can say, the opportunities are not at present. There is a very less opportunity for the aviation industry. Actually, it will take near about 2 to 5 years to come up on the same level which they were in 2019. So at present there are very less opportunities for the in this particular industry, but then also at the ground level the individual, they can go in terms of working if they want to work in the aviation industry. So the ground staff or the cabin crew, as a cabin crew, they can work in that industry. But now as per the jobs are very less. Okay,
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are way too late for the next session. I'll request
Okay,
students to
all
join the
right.
next
Thank
session,
you.
please. Thank you so much, ma'am. Leaving these, you may please leave this session now.